I'm sitting here alone in my
Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name's Selah. I'm a Michigan blogger and YouTuber. Today I'm going to be sharing with you guys all of my recent reads over the past couple months this year, and I am so excited. I don't have a lot of people in my day-to-day life that read, so I tend to be able to talk about books with a lot of you guys on the internet, such as Instagram and Goodreads, and on YouTube as well. So if you guys enjoy reading, you've read any of these books, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. Also, if you enjoyed it, and don't forget to hit the bell so that you never miss a notification. And yeah, I'm going to jump right into this because we have a decent amount of books that I read this year, and I'm so excited, so let's jump right into it. So first and foremost, my goal this year is to read 50 books, which doesn't seem crazy, but I wanted to be realistic when I have a lot going on and everything, and with like working 2 jobs and stuff like that. So I did read a decent amount of books so far, so I'm only like 3 behind schedule, I think, and a lot of these books were like larger size books, so I think I'm doing pretty good. So starting off so strong, in the beginning of the year, I read Fourth Wing. You guys, I know a lot of people talk about ACOTAR and those books, but as much as I did love those books, this series has a special place in my heart. This is like my Roman Empire, so I have thought about Fourth Wing every single day pretty much since I've read this. I think this book is incredible. I'm obsessed with the characters. I even bought merch. Like, I am a fantasy girly after reading this book. I am so obsessed with it. So this is obviously a romantasy, so you get a lot of like romance, fantasy, dragons, the banter, and this is amazing. Again, the characters are amazing. It's just honestly something that has become my personality, and I absolutely love talking about this book and recommending it. So if you guys have read this, let me know down below in the comments if you are a Fourth Wing girl or an ACOTAR girl, because I think I am definitely a Fourth Wing girl. Then next I read Iron Flame. I know this book has gotten a lot of hate on the internet, and people really love to hate this book, and I don't know why. I actually liked this book even a little bit more than Fourth Wing, which I know is a total unpopular opinion, but I absolutely loved this. I thought that it was set up perfectly for the next book, and I'm so excited to read the next one. Yes, in the beginning it was kind of redundant with like the banter and the talk between the 2 main characters, but I still loved it. I absolutely love. I wish I could read these books over and over again for the first time, so absolutely love those. Then I tend to, after I read especially a larger fantasy book or a series, I tend to take a little break, step away from those types of books. That was like one of my first series that I read in romantasy. I've read like other books, but not quite a series, so it was a lot, but obviously I thoroughly enjoyed it. So after that I stepped away and I started the first book of this series, which is the Knock 'Em Out series by Lucy Score, and this is Things We Never Got Over. I love this book. A lot of people claim that it was just too much and kind of boring just because it is a bigger romance book, but I personally like loved the feel-good, like small town feeling in this, and I loved the characters, so I didn't mind how long it was. I actually recently picked up the second book in this series, so I'm excited to get into that. I think I'm gonna read it on my vacation or possibly before, but I really liked these books. I love a feel-good romance with some spice, but also like small town. It was just, it made me feel good, and it was a perfect palate cleanser between Fourth Wing and what I'm about to show you next. So then I honestly like dove in deep, and I read, sure we all know what this is, I read the A Court of Thorns and Roses ACOTAR series. I read every single one of the books, and I have a lot of opinions about these, so let's get into it. I will say I did not like these as much as Fourth Wing, however, I was still obsessed with them. So I'm just going to quickly go through each of these 5 books and say kind of how I felt and just like my feelings toward each and every one of these. As we all know, A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. This is the first one that kind of gets into it. I feel like she doesn't hit the ground running yet with her writing until like the second book, so this one is very slow going, and I'm not gonna lie, I was one of those people as I was reading this that was like, why is this series so popular? I don't know if I can do it. Like, it was a struggle to get through this first book, and the world building and just, it was confusing to me at first, and it just dragged on, but I pushed through, got through it, but this was not my favorite. I think I gave it 3 or 4 stars. Okay, I just had to check my Goodreads account, which if you guys want to follow me on there, I will have that link down below. But yeah, I gave this 3 stars. Wasn't my favorite. Next, everyone's favorite, Court of Mist and Fury. This was not my favorite. I only gave this 4 stars, which I feel like most of the universe has given this book 5 stars. However, I did love it, just did not love it as much as everyone else did. Now this book, A Court of Wings and Ruin. This is my baby. I absolutely loved this. I loved the action in this. I loved just the world building, the characters, everything in this. This just gave me everything that I needed to give, and I kind of wish the second book gave me as much as this, but I was not bored a single step through this entire book, and I had a great time reading this. 5 stars. Next, A Court of Frost and Starlight, the novella. This is the shorter book between the third one and the last one. I enjoyed this book. I gave it 4 stars. It's just a cute, feel-good book, and I had nothing bad to say about it. Lastly, A Court of Silver Flames. This is like Nesta's time to shine. The only thing that I did not like in this book was that it was written in 3rd person instead of first. I prefer first person, but I ate this up. I absolutely loved this book. I gave this 5 stars. This was my second favorite in the series, which I feel like you either love or hate this book. I absolutely loved it. Then again, we were talking about palette cleansers, so after that ginormous book series that took me like, I think, a month and a half, 2 months to read, so it took me a little bit of time. I stepped into a thriller. I read Never Lie by Frida McFadden. I think I'm going to give up on Frida McFadden for a while. Let me know down below in the comments if you guys have like similar opinions to me, because I feel like I'm always the odd one out, and like books that everyone loves, I don't care for, and then books that people are like, I love. So am I the odd one? I don't know. Frida McFadden books, one thing I will say about them, they're super good because they're quick reads. You can get through them really fast. They're not hard to read. They always have like a good twist. For me, I just didn't feel like the twist at the end with this was like that great. I feel like it could have been better, and none of her books like really wow me. Like, I personally liked Verity by Colleen Hoover more than like any of the Frida McFadden books. Like, I like them. I don't have anything bad to say about them. They're just not mind-blowing like everyone thinks. So this is okay. I liked that I read it in like 2 days, so there's that. Then I went to the Cloverleaf Farm series by Melanie Harlow. So first I read Ignite. This is like a grumpy sunshine, spicy romance book, and I loved this. Again, small town romance, takes place in like northern Michigan at a winery. The characters are cute. I loved Winnie, the main character. Dex was great too. He wasn't like my favorite book boyfriend of life, but I did enjoy him and I liked their banter. It was super sweet, easy read. I loved this. Then I read Taste, which is the second book in the Cloverleaf Farm series, and I loved Gianni and Ellie so much, especially Gianni. He was like one of my favorite book boyfriends. This was so freaking spicy. It takes place in, again, northern Michigan during like a blizzard, and it was only one bed trope, which I love. So good. Loved the banter. I loved the character building in this, and like how their relationship just came to life. I absolutely love this, and I cannot wait to read the second 2 in this series. Next, there's a book that I have talked about on TikTok, and I don't think I've ever read a book that I didn't like more. The Fine Print by Lauren Asher. Hated this book. You could not pay me to read this again. I could not stand the male character. Really didn't care for the main female character. This book was stupid. I don't have anything good to say about this book, and I do not understand why this is like one of the main books all over Book Talk. I don't. I'm sure the other 2 are better, but I couldn't stand this one, and I'm not going to take the chance on the other 2. It's an absolute no for me. Then lastly, I read By a Thread by Lucy Score. Again, another very large rom-com romance. I have a few things to say about this book. I did like it. I don't even know what I rated, but I did like it. Did not hate it. It wasn't my absolute all-time favorite that I would recommend to people, but it was a cute rom-com. It was a cute, like, grumpy sunshine, grumpy boss meets like employer, like all that. It was cute. The banter was cute. The only thing I will say it was a little too long. It was slow going, but once it got into it, it was really, really good. The only other thing that I will say is that like the guy character kind of gave me the creeps. And I also feel like, which if you read the reviews on this book, a lot of people say like pretty much the same thing. For 40-year-olds in this book, the whole time before they mentioned their age, I thought these people were like early 20s. I feel like the 40-year-olds, like it kind of threw me off. I feel like they're a little too old to be acting the way that they were acting in this book. And again, the main guy character gave me the creeps. Some of the stuff he did was just so out of pocket, and I was like, I don't think so. I don't know. It was good though. I did enjoy it. If I enjoy reading a book and I don't have to be like annoyed that I even have to finish it, it's a good time for me. So that's it so far. When this video goes up, it will be like the first week of May, so in the first 5 months of the year, I have read all of those. I'm excited to continue my reading journey for the rest of the year and hopefully hit my goal of 50 books. So if you guys enjoyed this video and you want to see more videos of like my recent reads or just more book videos, I would love it because, like I said, I don't have a lot of people to talk about books with. So I would love to talk about books with my YouTube family. So yeah, let me know down below in the comments if you enjoyed this and you want to see more. I love you guys, and I'll talk to you guys in my next video.
I'm jealous of the way you moved on and off a day. I'm jealous of the girl who ran off with your